at the dynamics, even as we look at take charge, we want to look at the dynamics of the throne. So now, why are we calling it the dynamics of the throne? The Bible will tell us, which is something that all of us, every human being, pursues, whether they know it or not. The Bible will tell us why then God had the original intent of making man. He says, let us make man in our own image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Let them have dominion. Now, when you get dominion, you are basically in charge of a domain. You're basically in charge of a particular domain, of a particular area. That's how you have dominion. But then when you're in charge of something, ideally you have ascended to the throne of that particular thing or that particular area. Okay? So now that's how you're looking at. If you have now gotten to the throne, how do you then maintain yourself? How do you take charge of that particular area? And how do you that at no point will you lose out? That you continue being in charge. You continue being in charge. So today I want us to look then the dynamics of the throne, the dynamics of you taking charge to the throne that you're in. So we start by this question: how does it feel to take charge of your throne? We like ruling. You have seen anybody who does anything. People even having dancers dancing at them. So it's human nature because we are created in the image and after the likeness of God, and there's a place of taking charge. So Christ would say he's a king of kings. So we are supposed to be a king for a particular domain, and then God then is the ultimate. He's a king of kings. Now, that picture there, how would it feel? How would you feel being that guy? You can see he's a pretty young guy. He is on the throne. He has all these satraps and all these people who are there to minister to him, the people who are there at his disposal to send them and do his bidding. Okay? That is someone who is in charge. This is someone who is in charge of a particular domain. So whatever it is that you are in, whether you become the best musician, the best athlete, the best accountant, the best teacher, the best whatever it is, that is your throne, and there are people always on standby to serve you when you become that. So we run through these dynamics so that then you get to apply them all through life. Now, Revelation 4, 6 to 7, Revelation 4, 6 to 7, it says something that I want us to be the anchor of what we're going to discuss today. It says this, and in the front of the throne, see, in the front of the throne, and now if you are ascending to the throne, then whatever is in the throne should interest us. So in the front of the throne, there was something like a sea or large expanse of glass. In the center and around the throne were 4 living creatures. So on the throne, you see here we have we have 4 guys there. You have the king there, the throne, but then you have 4 people. So he said, in the center and around the throne were 4 living creatures who were full of eyes in front and behind, seeing everything and knowing everything that is around them. Get it? That is what is important. Why being, why, why are these 4 living creatures full of eyes, front and behind? When you are on the throne, you need to see everything and know everything that is around you. Otherwise, if you do not know that, someone else will come and dethrone you. So when you're dethroned, you're really not in charge. Or you are on the throne, but there are people who are around you who are taking advantage of your stuff, and they're the ones who are benefiting the more than you who is on the throne. Okay? So we look at so these four creatures that are on the throne, then it's important we know which creatures are these and what can we learn from them? What lessons can you take from that so that once we master the wisdoms from them, then as we pursue whatever it is, the day we get to the throne, they will show us how lessons we can take to get to the throne. And once we are on the throne, how do we maintain that? Because we've been told becoming number one is hard, but remaining number one is extremely hard. We guys do not want to lose stuff. We don't want to be a muhenga, someone who will now be telling people, I used to be. That should never be us. The moment we ascend, we don't go down. We can only go up. We can only maintain or go up. That should be our story. So see now, the first living creature was like a lion, and the second creature like a calf or ox, and the third creature had the face of a man, and the fourth creature was like a flying eagle. So now, these were the creatures that were on the throne. These four. So now, we want to go through each one of them and see what can we pick. They tell us of the dynamics of the throne, and they are now lessons that we can pick from them, and they become very important to our lives as we pursue purpose and as we take charge and as we get into the dominion mandate. So the first one, he says, had the face of a lion. Now, what you're seeing there is a lion, and the first living creature was like a lion. So these four creatures, you find them on the throne. The four creatures, anytime there is a throne, because ultimately in the book of Revelation, it's talking about the throne. Anytime there is a throne, you will find these four creatures. So there's something we need to learn from them. So the first living creature was like a lion. Once you've ascended to your throne, once you have become that thing that you're pursuing, a lion protects its territory. So once you have ascended to your throne, it says that it had the face like a lion. You need to be able, it is wisdom for you to know you need to be able to wear the face of a lion. You must be able to wear the face of a lion. And when you're wearing the face of a lion, what are the things that you're doing and why should you be able to wear the face of a lion? You cannot be a sissy when you are on the throne because things are taken. Things are taken, they are not given. And whatever you have, someone wants to take it away from you. That's how it is. When God was promising the children of Israel of the promised land he promised them was already occupied and they had to go and find. So once you get to the throne is a very attractive place. And all of a sudden, when you get to the throne, you are in an elevated place. And people now want what you have. And that's why you must be able to wear the face of a lion. A lion marks its territory. Once a lion marks its territory, then what the lion does, for you to come into that territory, you have to get into a serious fight with the lion. But for us, in whatever you become, should you now fight? Should you go and learn karate? and learn a judo or buy a gun to protect your territory. That's not how it is. What you need to do here is to operate in the duality of wisdom. You have to be so good at what you do. That's how you protect your territory. Even if we want to come and sack you, we can't sack you. There's no one who's as good as you are. That's how you're protecting your territory. Become very excellent. Become exceptionally good. Become exceptionally diligent. You almost become indispensable. Okay? That's how you protect your territory. Okay? Not by fighting, but being very good. Moses was learned in all the wisdom of Egypt and was mighty in deeds and in words. You have to be mighty in deeds and in words. You can explain everything, you can express everything, you can deliver. You have deeds and you have words. A combination of that, and then on top of that, you have the wisdom of God. Now that helps you protect your territory. Number two, a lion is bold and courageous. So you have to be very bold and courageous. Joshua was told, be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Because now that's where you're able to take charge of your territory. The lion is not the largest of the animals, is not the brightest of the animals, but it is very bold. Because it has so much confidence. Confidence scares anyone. And when you're so confident about something, even people wonder, this guy, why is he so confident? Why is he so confident? He's got something, and that helps you take charge. All right. Number three, a lion only eats fresh meat. A lion only eats fresh meat. So, constantly update yourself. You must constantly update yourself with the current trends, with the current information. You must constantly update yourself. You must always remain fresh. You cannot depend on strategies that people were using 10 years ago and be able to protect your territory. No. Learn the latest trend. Learn how things are. Continuously update yourself. That is how you eat fresh meat. You can't eat stale meat. It has to be fresh all the time. Okay? That way you're able to protect your territory. Number four, a lion operates in a pride. It operates in a pride. Basically, lions move together. They are a family, but they are a family of like-minded lions. There's something in common. That's how you operate. So even you, part of you protecting your territory is ensuring that you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, but people who are able to complement you. You're able to complement them. We talked about the principle of the seed and the bread. So you have to be seed to them, they are bread to you, and vice versa. Operate in a pride. Okay? Don't be alone. When you're alone, even the Bible says one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. Learn that. Number four, lions are good communicators. We have to be a good communicator. That's why when a lion goes, when it's up at a place, it will roar. It will roar. It will announce itself. I'm around. You had better know I'm here. So they are good communicators, and they express their boundaries so well. They make you know how far they're able to go. The same way you should be able to communicate very boldly and very clearly. Okay? So there are many things one can add, but I thought of just bringing out these five when it comes to the lion, because now this helps you protect your space. So, interchangeably, you can wear the face of a lion. Protect yourself by being exceptionally good. Be very bold and courageous. Be very confident. Nothing beats confidence. Be very confident. Keep yourself fresh. Update yourself all the time with the very latest of information. Be on top of your game. Be or know the latest of trends. Treat your pride well, communicate effectively. Number two, you have the face of an ox. You must be able to wear the face of an ox. When you are on the throne, get to and maintain being on the throne, you must be able to wear the face of an ox. Must be able to wear the face of an ox. Now, an ox look like that. For those of you who may not know, an ox, it's like that. Now, this ox is a hard worker. The ox is an extremely hard worker. He works very hard. So, the throne, once you've ascended to the throne, for you to take charge in a given area, do you just sit back? Do you just sit back and things just get to flow the way they are flowing? Absolutely not. So there are things you pick here. The second one being like an ox. So what do we get from an ox when you're on the throne? An ox loves stability and are consistent. You'd hardly find an ox running. It keeps a steady pace. Just keeps a steady pace and it just keeps going and just keeps going. You not find an ox complaining. It just loves that stability and consistency. So what do you say that? Success or maintaining your staff or greatness is not about how great you are or how endowed you are. It's about consistency. Whatever it is that you do, keep at it. You have to be able to keep at it consistently. You don't have to be this guy who today you go out there and you do a lot. Then you relax for a week. There's no activity. You have to be at it consistently. You have to be at it. We have to feel you consistently. You have to be on top of your game consistently. You have to be able to deliver consistent results. You cannot be a seesaw. You can't be able to do that. Okay? So then you must be someone who is predictable. An ox is predictable, all right? So that it is stable. Once, whether you are plowing with it, whether it's carrying stuff, it will not run. It's not like a horse. It's not like a donkey. It is very, very, very consistent. So you have to be stable and you have to be consistent. Number two, an ox does not shy away from hard work. It doesn't shy away from hard work. An ox does not shy away from hard work. Okay? This is the thing when it comes to hard work. Hard work beats talent any time if talent does not work hard. You know a lot of talented people. They are so talented, but they don't put in the hard work. They don't put in the hard work. They think talent alone would get them anywhere. Talent can get you food, you can get along, but talent will not take you far if you don't couple it with hard work. All right. Remember, when you are looking at the 4 P's, we talked about the spider, and we said the spider taken hold with her hands and in the king's palace. You should be able to work hard. You can't be the people that sleep. You sleep all the way up to 1, and then you're already on the throne, and then another kuregarega, you're not putting in the hours, you will start losing out. And you will now lose, you will not be in charge anymore. It is a matter of time, and you will be off completely. You'll be off completely. So make sure, don't shy from hard work. If you're gifted, sharpen your gifts. Sharpen your gift consistently and put in the hard work. Number 3, again, that you learn from it is accompanied with a partner of its kind. So most of the time, you will find an ox where they are pulling stuff, they are together. The oxen is tied to two oxes, all right? But they move at the same pace. You will not find one ox running faster than the other. No, they are moving at the same pace. So they work best when they are together, when they are accompanied by their kind. So I put this down here. Coming together is the beginning. Coming together is the keeping together is progress. Working together is success. So we can come together, we are collaborating. Hey guys, we are buddies. Sisi Nimbogi, yes, Nimbogi. Fine. So we can come together. Keeping together is good enough. But can we work together? When you're putting in your hours, do I put mine? Or do I just sit back there and I say, because Nani is working too hard, let me relax? No. I put in equal measure. You put in your measure, I put in my measure, and together we're able to go so far. So that way, you're able to wear the face of an ox. Put in the work. There is no room for laziness. Okay? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, and poverty will come on you like a bandit. You don't want to get there. So you can ascend to the throne, but you can lose being in charge because you are not putting in the hard work. Work hard. That is the second face that one ought to have while on the throne. The second one that you need to have while on the throne. Put in the hard work. There's no room for laziness. It's not there. We go to the third one. Go to the third one. Now, the third one is the face of a man. The third one is the face of a man. You need to be able, while at the throne, you should be able to put on the face of a man. So we looked at the face of a lion, looked at the face of an ox, looked at the face of a man. Now, so that creature had the face of a man. Now, Genesis 2:5 would say this: no shrub or plant of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprouted, for the Lord had not caused it to rain on the earth, as there was no man to cultivate the ground. There wasn't a man to cultivate. There wasn't a man to cultivate the ground. When you are on the throne, when you are on the throne, when you ascend to your throne, here, I know we've spoken this before. I'm reiterating it. In Genesis 1, God has created everything. And after God has created everything in Genesis 1, in Genesis 2, now God is creating the physical man. It now tells us everything is in place. You are now on your throne. You have gotten on your throne. By whichever means you're there. But remember, all you're saying is you have to take charge. You should not be able to lose your throne. You should not go down. The just, the righteous, it shineth brighter and brighter into the perfect day. It does not shine bright today, then dull tomorrow. Bright today, no. It is brighter and brighter. Now that you're on the throne, how do I remain there? What was this issue that was here? God was saying, if you do not have a man who can cultivate, a man who can manage, a man who has deployed themselves to be able to manage what has come into their hands, then it is easy to be dethroned. And we can't afford to be dethroned. We have to maintain or get better. So learn management. You must apply yourself to learn management. You must show yourself that you've got the skills You have the skills to manage your throne. Don't lose it out. Don't leave just everything to people that you're not concerned about what is going on. Understand every aspect of management so that you can manage what has been put into your hand. And when you're able to manage, when God sees you can manage, then he will add you more. The danger or what happens to most of us, we don't manage stuff. Whatever comes to us, we blow it. We blow it completely. And now all of a sudden, we are dethroned. So learn management. You must be a good manager of the resources that you have been given to steward. So that's the first thing. So you're seeing this gentleman here. He has all the charts there, all the graphs, he's looking at the data, he's calculating stuff. This person is managing. Be a good manager of your resources. That's one. Number two, so that if you're not a good manager, then nothing can sprout and blossom without management. That's the key thing. And unfortunately, most of us lack this. We are able to work, we are able to get stuff, but we keep losing it. We keep losing stuff. Why? Because we're not able to manage. We are not good managers. The other thing is be human. Be human. Be human. Be heavenly bound, but earthly relevant. You have to be earthly bound, heavenly bound, but earthly relevant. You know, particularly people who are in charge, you find someone, they are so spirit, it's like they're not living on this earth. You're told to have dominion on earth, dominion here. So make sure you have that. Make sure you understand and be human, be relatable, relate with other people, relax at some point, have fun, declutter yourself, have some time that you've set aside, have some me time. Be human, have the face of a man. So wherever you are, no matter how high you ascend, be able to relate with people. Set aside some time for that. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Make sure you're taking care of your physical health. Make sure you're taking care of your relationships. Make sure you're human. That way, you're wearing the face of a man. That way, you're wearing the face of a man. So far, one, face of a lion to protect your territory. Two, face of an ox so that you are able to put in the hours and work hard and not be one who just depends on other people, lazy, and then you end up losing stuff. Three, be someone who can strategically manage your stuff. You have to be able to grow. The Lord says, do business, occupy till I come. You cannot occupy if you're a poor manager. You use your throne. So make sure you're able to wear the face of a man. Then the last one had the face of a flying eagle. The last face of a flying eagle. Had the face of a flying eagle. Now, an eagle, and we're going to look at a couple of qualities. Then you see how does then this get to apply to one taking charge insofar as their throne is concerned. So the fourth creature was like a flying eagle. One, an eagle has a very strong vision. You have a very strong vision. And that's why Mentor Morris has been telling us, write down your vision at 30. Write down your vision at 30. That vision at 30, what it will do, it will make you very strategic so that you're able to focus on the vision. It will focus on where you're going. So no room for distractions. Whatever may try to distract you, you keep it off. Why? Because you're defined by a very strong vision. So an eagle is able to see prey that is 5 kilometers away. You can imagine. It's able to see that from a very, very far distance. So that now when people are relating with you, they can't understand what is driving you. Because it's not like you're living at the present. I have defined my vision very well, and now I'm busy working on where I'm going. So when you're on the throne, don't be someone that now sits on what all of us are saying. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking about the next big thing as defined by my vision. So that's what I'm working toward. So if I'm your enemy and I'm strategizing on how to take you down based on what I see, what you are seeing is not the reality I'm living in. What you see is my old version. What you see is my old version. Where I am now, I'm 5, 10 years ahead from now. So even if someone were to come and copy what you're currently doing, by the time they are done copying that and replicating almost what you had then, by the time they come to you, they find you've unleashed another version of yourself. What drives that? A strong vision. So be like an eagle. Number 2, an eagle loves the storm. An eagle loves challenges because challenges make people better. When there is a storm and the storm is raging and all other animals are running away, the eagle looks right into the eye of the storm. And once it looks into the eye of the storm, when the storm gets to where the eagle is, it spreads its huge wings and relaxes in the storm. So that now the storm will take up, will shoot the eagle so high up, and when from that all the prey, and it is spoiled for choice. It's able to see that. So it loves the storm. So don't be someone that runs away from challenges. When you see a challenge, inside that challenge is an opportunity, is a very great opportunity that is there. All right? Because there is treasure in darkness. In that storm, there is treasure. You have to get it. So the third thing about an eagle is not afraid to fly alone at very, very high altitudes. He's not afraid to fly alone. Now, you have to be someone who has a very strong mental frame. You have to be very strong mental frame. Only you know the altitudes that you're getting to. Only you know that. Only you know that. So if you are someone who waits for affirmation from others, hey guys, what do you think about this? Are you flowing with this? No, it's in my mind. Even if nobody cheers me on, even if nobody cheers you on, fly alone. Fly alone. And don't worry about that. You have a strong vision, know what you're chasing. Fly. Get up there. And don't worry, even if nobody else believes in you, you believe in yourself and go for it. Push it with your everything and get to the destination that God has put in you. So do not be afraid to fly alone. And also, an eagle does not eat dead things. You also seen this in a lion. It does not eat dead things. Doesn't eat dead things. So, whatever happened in the past, whatever things you have gone through, they are dead. It's an occurrence. It happened in the past. I do not have to go back and start feasting. I don't have to go back and start feasting on stuff that is dead. It died, forget about it, leave it, stick to the now and the future. Eat fresh stuff. For the lion, we talked about that you need to keep yourself updated with the latest trends. Keep yourself updated with the latest trend so that you can protect your territory. But for an ego, if you have to fly high, if you have to be strategic, you cannot live in the past. Be present. When the roll call of life is called today, you should be able to say present. Not when you're calling you now and you are 2 years ago, you are 5 years ago, you are 10 years ago on some occurrence that happened, it's over, but you've not left there. Be present and look into the future. Do not eat dead things. Get out of there. It doesn't help you, doesn't help anyone. People who are successful talk about now and the future. They don't talk about what happened to them or what occurred. That's not important. Okay? So do not eat dead things. That is with an ego, if you have to be strategic. Okay? Now, the other thing that an ego, you get out of an ego, it trusts. An ego always tests before it trusts. So someone comes to you and you're already on your throne, the stuff you have some money that you've made, and someone comes and tells you, you have this deal, and this deal has a lot of money, you do it like that, wow. And now because you're so carried away by wanting to be more than what you're currently, without even testing, you quickly trust. Before you test, you quickly trust. And once you trust, then all of a sudden you realize this thing was not what was sold to me, and you lose out big time. Tests before you trust. Even anybody who wants to relate with you, tests before you trust. Anyone who wants to come into your inner circle, tests before you trust. What's their agenda? What are they up to? And remember, as you look at this test before you trust, always remember the principle of God gives us the bread, I give us seeds for sowing and bread to the eater. So if I cannot see the seed and bread perspective in someone, they have already failed the test. Even before we go into other things, they've already failed the test. Okay? Some things, you don't be afraid to put things down. Anyone? If it's good enough and you believe in it, let's write it down. If you can't write it down, then there's a problem. Say, I don't trust you. Say, I have issues. It's okay. Someone says you have issues, it's okay. But you tell them, okay, this thing that you're talking about, listen, let us put it down on paper. You sign, I sign, and then we continue. Anybody that's not willing to put in stuff on paper, leave them. They probably have an ulterior motive. So tests before you trust. You will maintain your throne. You'll be able to maintain your throne if you're able to do that. And the other thing with an ego, it invests in training others. An ego invests in training others. You see, the more you empower the people around you, the more tentacles you spread. The more tentacles you spread in terms of capturing a particular place. Invest in training others. Don't be a loner. Don't be the only person who can do this so that people can clap at you. No, spread your tentacles. Develop other people. A good leader is someone who's able to get themselves out of a job that they're currently doing so that you ascend to higher levels. You are able to ascend to higher levels. You're able to ascend to higher levels. There are 4 levels of value. I don't know if I talked about that last time. Maybe I did, I'm not sure. So you need to know which levels of value. Don't just remain at the implementation level. Go up, train the people who are implementing. Then when you go to the unification level, go up, train the people who are below. Keep on moving up like that. So invest in training others the way a mother ego trains its eaglets so that the eaglets are also able to fly at a higher height, and you become better. So if you train others, the detective flying on a high altitude or a different area, the world becomes a better place. Don't be, don't want to be the only celebrity. That one is not how you maintain, that's not how you maintain your throne. That's not how you take charge. Invest in training others. The other thing is an ego rejuvenates. It rejuvenates. You go down, your energies are low, you find a way of coming back. You bounce back. You know the way they say a cat has 9 lives? There's nothing like you haven't yet seen the last version of me. When things go south, you have a way of springing back. You rejuvenate. When the energies are low, you rejuvenate. When things go down, you unleash version of you, brand new, straight up, and you're still in the game no matter what. You see that? So here, it's about being strategic. It's about being strategic. The face of a flying eagle is about being very, very strategic in how you do your stuff. Okay? So now, these these four faces, when you're on the throne, you should be able to wear these four faces interchangeably. Now, this is the lesson. This is the lesson that I do not want you to miss. You should not be someone who's predictable, that people know, Nani is like this. Then they just know how to protect the territory. No, there's a time you wear the face of a lion and you become very tough. At another time, you wear the face of a man, relatable. We can deal with you well, depending on how things are. And there's a time you become very strategic and you're thinking long term. You're thinking long term. You think very, and you're doing things very differently. There's a time you put in the hard work. Something has to be done, and we have to work for 3 straight days. We have to put in the work. When you're on the throne, do not be predictable. You should be able to wear the four faces interchangeably. Should be able to wear these four faces interchangeably. You will take charge, and it will be very hard for people to take you down. So remember, being able to wear four faces interchangeably. No wonder you have these four creatures that are on the throne whose eyes are able to see everything and everywhere. They are only able to do that by wearing four faces interchangeably. I end there, and I would welcome any input from any mentor. Anyone?
Thanks so much, Timothy, for that. I think mine is this teaches us that every human being is multidimensional. Every person is multidimensional, and you cannot just be one face or one dimensional person. It's important to understand all the 4 dimensions of taking charge, because, like you've mentioned, what I'm finding is from the 4 faces, I think we need to have discussions over every face and every point you've written down, because that is an aspect of us. It's an aspect of me. And if I understand that I'm not just one dimension, just the way God is not one dimension. God is multidimensional. That's why he said, I am that I am. I am who I am. Because at that particular time of application, there is what you call God. He is your healer. He is your provider. He is your peace. There are many dimensions of God. So what I'm learning is, even for us to journey through the journey of life, we must understand we are multidimensional, And the comprehension of that gives us the charge of our domain. The throne is secure as long as you know you are the king priest. You have the dimensions of being a king. You have the dimension of being a priest. You have all these dimensions of really changing faces because a throne is protected. No wonder when you go to the government of Kenya, we have ministries. Ministries is what then makes a country. When the president sits, there are Minister of Defense, there is just that of that agriculture. Those are dimensions of the throne to make the throne stable and be able to rule. So I think for me, my take home is there must be a conscious knowledge of us that we are multidimensional. Thank you.
Thanks, Mentor Morris, for that. Anyone else with any inputs or any question? Feel free to bring it forth. Or even a comment. Let's have anyone just open your mic and say something.
Hi, Timothy.
Yeah, yes, please.
Maybe a comment. The way you dissect the Bible using these examples is incredible. I think it's, just that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, you see, the Bible is a book about dominion, really. So everything you see in there, there's a practicality of it that now comes down. They are just not stories, they are wisdoms that are hidden in there that we are supposed to get and apply in our lives. There's nothing like, it's just something I want to throw to you. There's nothing like the way we say, sasa, ebu weka hiyo kando, sasa ebu weka kwanza Bible kando, ebu tuongee mambo ya life, kuwa real. There's nothing like that. It's all about life. It's about life, and it is everywhere. So my prayer is we all can ascend to get there, and you'll be amazed by how far you can go. Okay, then if there is any question from anyone, I would want to then welcome if there are any announcements, anything that Mentor Morris, anything you may want to announce.
So